Here at MacGyver's Workshop, we build, fix, or re-engineer just about anything. You never know what we'll be working on next, and if you're not too careful, you just might learn something. Alrighty then, we are on our way to Lowe's. We have to pick up some mortar. I only have one bag left in the workshop, and I'd much rather just buy it, you know, 4 or 5 bags at a time, because what'll happen, or what happened last time, is you know, we end up getting a couple 3 weekends of rain, and then the bag starts to try to harden up from the dampness. So this way, Lowe's ain't real far from the house, so it's worth a trip going out there and take a break and you know, load them up. So we're almost there to Lowe's, so stay tuned. Alrighty then. So we are pulling into Lowe's, and check it out. And the skies parted and the sunbeams came down and the angels said, "Ah!" This is like a MacGyver's toy store next to like Northern Tool and Harbor Freight. We're going to pop in here and we're going to go get us some masonry cement. Now, common etiquette is to make sure you pull in all the way up, so poor guy behind you can manage to get out. So, let's go inside, shall we? Wow, looks like we're running low. I go ahead and always use the, I'm sure they have another skid up there somewhere, but, so, I always use the Type S, because the Type S is a lot stronger than, sadly, it only comes in an 80-pound bag. God, is it heavy? Let's see here. I guess we'll go for some of these. We're only going to get 5 bags, so. Welcome back to another episode of MacGyver's Workshop here, where we're working on our house build project, and it's not raining at the moment, but of course it is my day off, so that could change at any moment. But anyhow, so you see we brought our cement out here, the trusty little loader. Sure beats carrying 4 or 80-pound bags of cement by hand. So now we're going to get down in here and get cracking and finish these last courses of block. So let's get cracking. Alright, well, the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to mix our mud up. I use the Type S pre-mixed, so I don't have to worry about it. worry about mixing the sand and all that stuff. That's a little tiny bit more expensive, but it's a whole lot less trouble. So, and I always use an old junky wheelbarrow, so I don't have to worry about ruining my wheelbarrow with cement. There's lots of dust, so you want to be careful. You don't want to breathe this stuff in because it has a lot of silica in it. Now, back away from it because it is going to go everywhere. And you know, if you were any more attentive about it, I guess you could wear a little face mask or something. But little MacGyver trick, just to keep it from poofing out on you when you're done with the bag. You just gently roll it up as you're taking all the cement out. And of course, beforehand, I didn't mention it, but you saw that I speared it with a trowel to open the bag. How about that? Perfect, huh? So, I'll bring you out a little trash bag for your worksite garbage, a few water bottles, pop cans, and stuff like that. Just go right in there, no mess, no fuss. Then, go to mix it. Now the trick is, you got to be careful. You don't want to put too much water in here, so. I'm sure somebody out there knows how much water you need for one bag of mortar. You have to use what's called a mortar hoe. Anything else is just going to piss you off. It's got the little holes in there. It makes life a whole lot easier when you mix it. And the trick is you go from one side to the other. Pull your mud down into the water. Pull it all from one side to the other. And then you switch sides and pull it back. Cameraman trade places with me here. And we'll throw a little more water in here. Stir that up in the chest. But again, you want to be careful. You'd rather it be too thick and then add a little water to it than it be too thin and then you got to add a whole bunch more cement, which fill your wheelbarrow and stuff. Pull it right on back in. Mix your cement a little bit, tiny bit thinner than you think you want it because this stuff starts setting up as soon as you put water to it. So that's why you want to mix up. If you're just doing it yourself like I am, you don't want to mix up more than one bag at a time. There's another little trick. Always keep a bucket of water handy. Put your hoe in there, push it around, that keeps it nice and clean so you don't get cement all over it. And there you have it. And next we'll be laying some block up here. So we got to move some stuff around and set some planks and platforms up, so give us just a minute. Alright, now we got all our mud mixed up and everything, and since I'm up high, we're going to take our shovel and make ourselves a little mortar board here. These little short spades work best for this. Try not to spill if you can help it. That's alright, it'll come up. Started. Knock it off. Stick it in our bucket of water here. Alright. Now if you're sitting out in the direct sun, I'd say put you a sheet of OSB or something over top of this, keep the sun off it from cooking and setting your cement up, but we're underneath a big canopy, so we're good. And plus I started my mix a little tiny bit on the thin side, so it'll be all right. So we'll stop for now, reposition everything, and once I get up there, get some block loaded up on my platform there, we'll start laying some block. All right, so I'm all ready. I got my sunscreen on, and none of that lame SPF 30 stuff. This is SPF 100. I don't want to get any more tan than I am. I'm already Italian. I'll go full on Jamaican here before too long if I don't put some sunblock on. Important thing when you're working out here like this, you see me sweating. It's not that I'm that terribly out of shape, but it's very hot and very humid. So when you sweat, that water's coming out of your body, so you have to stay hydrated. So I'm not a big proponent of these Gatorade, Powerade type drinks because they got lots of sugar in them, but they are good if you mix them up intermingle them in with plenty of water. So I'll drink a couple of bottles of water, and then I'll have me one of these, and then go back to water. So let's take a good hit here, and then we'll get started. You can watch me how we lay our block here. Now, the way we're doing this, we decided to put our storm shelter inside the foundation after the fact. So I don't have the benefit of being able to run a string line here, not worth a damn anyway, so we're just going to have to do it by eye. So thankfully I've done so thus far, and I don't have a crooked wall, so we're good. But you want to go over and check out and make sure you got all your excess mud that you may have left from last time that's sticking up. Knock all that off. Make sure it's all nice and flat. And then start getting your mud going here. A little tiny bit thin, but it'll work. Put you a little bit on the edge of the trowel there. And like that. And you just, whatever you're comfortable with, I'll usually lay out 3 or 4, but for the sake of this little portion of the video, I'll just do 2, because we're in kind of cramped quarters here. And my cameraman can't float, so he's going to have to shoot from just about where he's standing there. Hoping you can see it, but you've got little areas here. You want to put mud in there. Don't worry if it's a little sloppy, you can strike it off. Put it back on your mortar board here. Now, like I said, I'm nowhere near good as these guys you see on YouTube that just sit there and they go like that, and it's on there perfect, all nice and pretty. My stepfather, Albano J. Palladini, how's that for a Dago name? He was one of those guys. I used to stand around in awe and watch him. And now laying block and brick was his bread and butter. You know, he worked with construction companies back unions back in New Jersey. But his forte, what he was exceptionally good at, was he was a stonemason, and he could lay raw stone. And up there in New Jersey, I mean, like here in Tennessee, you drive along the side of the road, you'll see a big old huge chunk of limestone laying somewhere. Well, in New Jersey, you find sandstone. I remember riding with him in the truck as a kid. He'd all of a sudden roll over to the side of the road, and there'd be a whole bunch of sandstone. And he would collect that stuff and save it. back in the day, of course, this was back in the 70s, they would, people like, you know, raw laid stone fireplaces, and he would build them with raw sandstone, you know, all odd shapes and sizes and everything, and boy, they were beautiful. Now, I'll show you in a second here, but these blocks, the center rib, okay, is thicker on one side than the other. You always want that thicker rib facing up, because that gives you a nice wide spot to lay your mud down on. Because most of the time when you lay block, you use what's called a running bond, and you'll see that no two lines are over each other; they alternate. And when they run over, you'll notice you got two blocks coming together over the center rib, so it gives you this nice wide rib to lay your mud down on. So it's really good. Alright, so we're done with that. Now this time you go with a little less mud on your trowel. Push it down there real good so it sticks, because you're going to pick the block up and it's going to have to stay to it. We're a little teetery here on this board, but as I said, these are 12-inch blocks, so they are exceptionally heavy. And we've got to make sure we're nice and level. That way and this way. And because we don't have a string line to go off of, we have to be very cognizant that we're in line with the blocks below us, so our wall stays straight. And you can determine that by when you strike with a trowel. And see, the trowel catches there, so we're a little far in. It should come off of there nice and smooth. This side's in a little too far. There you go. And then strike off your outside, your ugly side as they call it, because you still want to strike it off. You don't want concrete spooted out over the sides. I caught hell from one of my viewers for that. He caught me where I missed. I didn't strike off some of it. So then bring our next block over. Mud this one up. And just keep going along that line until you're done. And the next thing I'm going to show you when I'm done getting my way over into the corners, when you have to cut a block, because in the corner we're going to only need a half a block, not a full one. So when you're doing your second one, you want it to level up with the one next to it. So when you start getting a good bit of cement out of there, if you don't want to waste it, go ahead and strike it off there and save it. See, that's nice and pretty there. Oh, look at that. That's about perfect. See how that trowel went like that without catching on nothing? That means it's good. Okay, so as you can see, I got my course of block laid over towards the end there, and now I have a partial block. And I've measured it out at 10 inches. And again, a master mason, and I've seen it happen. I've seen them use their masonry hammer and sit there and go tink, 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 tink across the block, and one smack with the hammer and make a perfectly clean cut. Sadly, I'm not that. So I have to use a skill saw with a masonry blade. So the masonry blade is basically, you want to look in over here, is a diamond encrusted blade, and that's what we use to cut the cut masonry and brick and stuff like that. So always make sure you have your safety glasses, of course, because you are cutting block, which is chucking rocks and dust everywhere. And we'll cut some block here in a minute. So
go.
And there we have it. Nice, pretty cut. That makes it nice and easy. Okay, so I'm quitting for the day here. We got a late start on the day, and we didn't get as much block laid as I would have liked, but that's okay. There's always tomorrow, and as far as that goes, we had a good day. We got a good bit done, I think. But so we've got this course over here done. It's all the way done on that side there. And of course we got it stepped down and then stepped up. And then that's the last course there for that. It'll come across here and out to here, and then we'll fill all this in when we're done with that. So, and that'll be it, and that's how that'll be our storm shelter. So nice and roomy. So we'll be ready for any of those tornadoes that decide to come visit. Hopefully we'll never need it, but anyway, that's it for me for now. So until next time, stay tuned. We'll talk to you later.